I saw this in a movie once.
Did everyone end up dead in it?
Maybe. But I probably should like turn that nightlight on. Sorry.
Yeah.
Light on. What is this? Set. Whatever. It's a wall. Wow, it's a fantastic.
The staircase just till we've got everybody in. We can sort of readjust once everybody is. We won't be here very long. I know it's quite warm. It'll get better as we progress, but I do want to just do a wee bit in here before we do. Can I bring you people forward? Just there's a bit of a step up just there, but there should be enough room to stand in that until we've got everybody more or less in. Great. All right, let's see. Well, I followed that. Oh. Great. So, after 300 years, the city of Edinburgh spread out. And as we spread out, we decided to take advantage of the geography. And as I indicated outside, instead of connecting the high points in land, we ran the 4 great bridges straight through the high flat land. The 4 great bridges are North Bridge and South Bridge, which connect into one structure, leading from Princes Street to the Royal Mile, and the Royal Mile to the Meadows. The other is King George IV's Bridge, up at the top of the Royal Mile, and the last one is Regent's Bridge, connecting Calton Hill to Leith and Princes Street. There are other bridges, but they weren't that great. And if we're honest, neither were these ones. The plan had been very good. We were going to turn all of the small tunnels beneath the Royal Mile and the Meadows into big tunnels. We would connect these tunnels to the buildings built on top, meaning a 4-storey building could become an 8-storey building without using any additional space. We could double the size of the city without actually doubling the size of the city. And we would rent all of this space out to hospitals, to hotels, to shops, pubs, storerooms. But we rushed to finish, and as some of you can tell, we didn't really waterproof the place. And thanks to 4 floors of shops and houses on top and Gardy Loo, it's not exactly water that leaks in here. It's feces. So the hospitals moved out, because everybody who came down here got sick and died. Then the hotels moved out, because everybody who came down here got sick and died.
Lovely.
The pubs moved out, because everybody who came down here got sick and died. And the bridges were abandoned.
Warm and tan on my face.
With the Industrial Revolution, and the Industrial Revolution triggering the Agricultural Revolution, and the Agricultural Revolution triggering the Highland clearances, and in an unrelated matter, the Irish potato famine and 4 years of wheat harvest failures, the population of Scotland were very quickly and suddenly moved from rural and agricultural areas into big suburban, urban. I'll start again. Welcome everyone to City of the Dead Double Dead Tour. What we're going to do is go around the back of the cathedral, which isn't really a cathedral, and do the introduction there. Okay, sorry. This meant that all the people in Scotland were forced into the towns. Every town in Scotland with a massive raise in its population. And in Edinburgh, despite the fact we were now spreading to the north and the south and the east, but never west, the place got more crowded. The population between 1800 and 1830 doubled. 95,000 to 200,000 people. And most of these immigrants were poor people, working in the factories. And Princes Street was not the place to build slum housing. That was for the rich people. And the Meadows wasn't the place to build slum housing because that was for the less rich people. Leith wasn't the place for it because that was for the industry and the docks. And we wouldn't build anything west because of Glasgow. So we didn't build any new slum housing. The population doubled, the amount of available space stayed the same. So, places like this, while disgusting and dangerous, became the only option for the very poorest and most desperate. And of course, as soon as they moved in here, they all began to get sick, like you, and they died, as you will. As we all will, but not necessarily tonight. However, we should have known they would have all died coming down here, because while a lot of people in the last 30 years have told legends of the fabulous haunted underground city, they've missed a much older, much better, and much more frightening story. And that is that this South Bridge every brick, every grain of mortar, and every person who sets foot outside of it is, and always was, forever cursed. And for that, I'm going to move us into a bigger vault, where it's a bit airier and it's a lot closer to its original condition. We're about to get wet, but don't worry, there is less than a 0.045% faeces content, and it's 300 years old. The 300-year-old urine has a very high ammonia content. It's all well within health and safety parameters. Just don't do this. Wow! Those of you who are between me and the stairs, we're going into the lit-up vault on the right when you're facing that direction, one with the electronic lights. Those not between me and the stairs, let me get ahead of you before you join us. Just like Captain Kirk. If I do fall and die, I will rematerialise shortly in spectral form and continue the tour. If you're in that well-lit vault, please ignore the rats, they're not real. Unless there's more than 2 of them.